What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, I'm gonna get right into it, man. It's looking like from reports and like what everything is that been going on in the in sports news, mainstream media has switched up on LeBron James, right? And now first, and I say that because first, you had a few days ago, Brian Windhorst came out and said that he didn't support the Lakers G League team only requiring LeBron James or Bronny James to play every other game. So he wasn't, he said that's like going too far. So that was part of it, right? Now, if you support, he supported the Lakers drafting Bronny James at number 55, somebody who wasn't even qualified to play professional basketball, so he supported that. But now when they say that, all right, Bronny James is only going to play home games, no away games, so he won't have to get on an airplane and travel with his teammates, that he's against that. But the Lakers wasted a draft pick on Bronny James, right? And somebody who could have came up and helped them potentially, throughout the season. And they signed him to a $7 million, 4-year, $7 million deal. But he was all for that. He said that was justified because LeBron James had earned it. But now, all of a sudden, he switched up and said, well, no, this is going too far. Bronny James should have to play home and away games, And so I didn't really buy into that. I ain't feed into that. I think that the whole thing with Bronny James and LeBron James was just them just trying to manufacture history, and that's what they did. And recently, Stephen A. Smith came out against LeBron James and said that LeBron James is trying to control the media and control like things that have been reported against him, right? And so Stephen A. Smith basically on ESPN went off on LeBron, just saying that how LeBron James is always kind of trying to control the story. LeBron James, he hates for other players to speak out against him, and they try to, he go at players when players or even people in sports media speak up against him. Who was the guy? Kendrick Perkins spoke up against or disagreed with something LeBron said or LeBron did, and LeBron blocked him on social media. He's had beefs with other people in media. Who else? What's the young lady name? Michelle Beadle. He had a beef with her, and he tried to get her fired from ESPN. So now, all of a sudden, Stephen A. Smith is coming out on ESPN and saying that, LeBron James has been trying to, like I said, manipulate and control the reports. And, he's been doing this for years. Now, why all of a sudden are these people, everybody's coming out against LeBron James? And I don't know why, all of a sudden they're coming out. All I know is that I think mainstream media has really turned on LeBron, and it's nobody's fault but LeBron. He allowed his ego to guide him, right? He knew that his son was not qualified to play professional basketball. He knew that when he did that, he did the podcast with JJ Redick. While his coach, was on a hot seat, he did the podcast with JJ Redick, and then JJ Redick wound up taking his coach's job. He knew that was a bad look, but because the NBA and ESPN allowed him to get away with stuff like that for years, he thought that he was going to have this type of power and control forever, right? And I knew that it was all going to come to an end. LeBron James has done some things throughout his career that was like unprecedented. Nobody else, like when it comes to like the GOAT conversation, right? Michael Jordan never really feed into the GOAT conversation. He said that that's for the fans to decide. So he never really fed into that. Kobe Bryant was the same way. Kobe Bryant never really fed into the GOAT conversation. Michael Jordan would have never had his son, and his son's definitely Marcus Jordan was better than, was definitely better than Bronny James. I'm not sure about Michael Jordan's other son, but I do know that Marcus Jordan was definitely better than, and he wasn't qualified to play in the league. And no way in the world Mike Jordan would allow his son to cheat the game like that, knowing that he wasn't qualified. So, there has been some things that LeBron James has done that was kind of, that was unprecedented. Like nobody else has done these kind of things in the history of the game. And so now I think that all of this stuff is going to backfire on LeBron, and everything is just going to, I think that the tide is shifting. Like everything is going to really come back and bite him. And LeBron James wouldn't be in this position had he, number one, his ego, he let it, like I said, let his ego guide him. That's number one. Number two, he's so used to having people around him who agree with everything he say and everything he says go. Like yes, man, that right there is going to show, like that's going to be a part of like his downfall. Rich Paul and all of his friends and everything, they, like I said, they're so used to everybody just like the NBA, ESPN, and other people in the media. If you want to have access to LeBron or the Lakers, then you have to be on LeBron's good side. All that stuff is going to come to an end. And it's not, in my opinion, it's not being driven by like people and complaints, because a lot of people have always said that, people have first of all, a lot of people have always said that LeBron James wasn't a GOAT. That is NBA players, fans. First of all, start off with the fans. Then ex-NBA players have always came out, and a lot of them come out and say that, it's Mike. It's always been Mike. And it's always going to be Mike, And then with LeBron, so LeBron, crowned himself the GOAT. Nobody who does that. Nobody does that. And yeah, like I said, the media is just switching up on LeBron, and LeBron wouldn't be in this situation where he could be almost like it's almost like a setup, almost like the media set LeBron up, or the NBA set LeBron up, and now they're just pulling the rug from under him, and everything that is wrong with the NBA, they're going to really blame that on LeBron. You got a lot of players who didn't agree with like the way LeBron was able to go from team to team to team, right? Trying to build a championship, or going to where like he could set up like different, where he could have winning teams and stuff like that. Like that was unprecedented. Mike didn't do it. Magic didn't do it. Bird didn't do it. Kobe didn't do it. Almost everybody who was great in the league, nobody really did that. Like, and LeBron he started out in Cleveland. He went to Miami, won 2 championships. Then he went back to Cleveland, won a championship. Then he went to the Lakers. He's just always trying to manufacture history when it always, it's always unnecessary. And it just made him look, wasn't a good look, and so now I think all of those decisions that LeBron made throughout the year, I think all those decisions are going to come back and bite him. I think the mainstream media they're starting to go at him. Like I said, Stephen A. Smith went at him real hard on ESPN. Brian Windhorst went at him. Well, he didn't really go at him. He just came out and basically said he disagreed with his decision. With the decision to about Bronny James playing only away games, home games. I'm sorry. He only played home games for the G League, right? And so yeah, all of it. I think LeBron James, man, is going to go down in history as one of the worst superstars in the history of the league. And don't get me wrong, like LeBron James is a hell of a talent. He probably could have went down as one of the best ball players, and if he had stayed in Cleveland, or if he'd have went to Miami and just stayed in Miami with Pat Riley. I always say that, had he stayed in Miami with Pat Riley and let Pat Riley just like continuously bring talent into Miami around him, even when Dwayne Wade left, Udonis, I don't think he really, no, he didn't play a whole lot with Udonis, but he did play with Chris Bosh, right? When those guys left, and Pat Riley just basically would have reloaded. It wouldn't have been hard, in my opinion, to get more superstars to come to Miami. That would have been a better look. That would that wouldn't have been so bad. Or if he had stayed in Cleveland and won, say like if he'd have stayed in Cleveland and won 3 championships, I think he could have went down as one of the best. But I don't think he would. Now, in my opinion, he wasn't. No matter what he had done, he wasn't the best, in my opinion. But yeah, I think LeBron James, man, like I said, the media is switching up on him, and it was, like I said, it wasn't because of the fans. I think because fans' opinions and fans' outrage can be suppressed. On these different platforms and stuff like that. If they don't want if they don't want the word to get out, they'll just, those complaints and stuff that the fans have will just fall on deaf ears. But I think now that LeBron is getting closer to retirement, I think a lot is going to change, and this whole, they're just going to make him look like a villain. And so, that's my take on it. Let me know what you think about, the media switching up on LeBron. Do you think they really switching up on him, or do you think that he's going to go down as one of the greatest ever? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out on the next video. Peace.